I'm Jack. This is my first video. Before I made this video, I was going back and forth. Do I want a pickups video or do I want an essentials video? Because those are the two videos you can make in like this genre of fashion on YouTube. So I landed on essentials, and the way I thought about this was, if someone were to imagine me, like I died, they're imagining me in their head. What am I wearing? This is what I want them to imagine me wearing in their head at my funeral. And that's how I went about picking these items. We got a good range. There's a jacket, some knitwear, sweatshirts, t-shirts, some accessories, some shoes. Let's get into it. All right, my essential pants are a 1970s pair, Levi's. This is them. They are destroyed and repaired and destroyed and repaired. When I bought them, they had the knee blowouts and I think some tears up here. But the only repairs they had were some old iron-on patches. So all the repairs that are pretty much visible, except for like that, were done by me. I practiced, like I learned how to do sashiko by practicing on these pants. So I have sashiko patches everywhere. I have a big patch here on the right thigh. I have patches on both knees. This one's like a finer, like less space in between stitches. This one's wider. I have a small patch here. I have some star sashiko on the pockets. This is like the first sashiko I tried. I definitely didn't do it right because it took forever. The ones I spent the most time on were these giant butt patches. These took forever, but I love repairing these pants. I mean, every time I wear them, there's like a new tear or something I have to fix. But I'm really proud of them. I put so many hours in these pants. They're orange tab Levi's. If I were to turn these inside out, there'd be so many patches like on the inside that I've like sewn in to reinforce them. I didn't just do sashiko. You can see it's a pocket repair here. I used some like blue velvet, which is already like getting worn down. I have a belt loop here I had to do. I have this like flower I did with like this felt material. I did this like flowery material that I also sashikoed on just for like to wear away. I was trying to be like Prot or something, but it didn't really work. I have this patch here with this raised fabric for like a 3D effect. So yeah, I mean, I just experimented with them a lot. I have like a circle sashiko here. Any kind of repair that I've seen that I got inspired by and wanted to try. This is kind of the place I did it. And yeah, I love these pants. The fit is crazy. It's a flare, as you can see. I wish I knew the model, but the tag is either missing or completely worn out. I wish I could find another pair of these just so I could have multiple to wear. But so far, I haven't found them. If you have any idea, let me know. I put so many hours of work into these. If I lost them, I would cry, probably. But definitely my essential, like, top pair of pants. Yeah. For another essential pair of pants, oh, they're kind of dirty. These are 1950s US Navy pants. Crazy fit, super baggy. Not even really flared, just baggy all around. Really old, 50s or 60s. I've done a lot of alterations to make them wearable because they're not very wearable for the modern day when you first buy them. But yeah, I had to add, the belt loops were really small so they didn't fit my belt. So I have all these funky colored belt loops that I added on. I had to add back pockets. These are denim, like cream colored denim pockets I added onto the back. The front pockets, this fabric was pulled all the way up and I couldn't like get my hands in there to fit like a phone or anything. So I like cut them, rolled them down and sewed them back. And then speaking of phone, they were super shallow. So I had to sew on extra bits to extend the pockets and make them wearable. They're still kind of like, sometimes I get my keys stuck in the bottom, I have to like dig them out. When they made these, they were not thinking of cell phones and car keys probably. Yeah, they're super cool. I love the cut of them. At the time when I bought these, I was looking for like a wide trouser. I was thinking of like Rick, like walrus or like dirt pants. I found the vibe I wanted in these. I did have to repair the ass. It ripped a couple times while I was wearing them and I didn't realize. Also, I don't know what, there's like some dirt here, but ignore that. So I did do some like sashiko. I didn't want it very noticeable, so it is with a white fabric and a white thread. So I don't know if you can really see it, but yeah. I don't intentionally get heel drag on these, but they are really wide and really long, so it's inevitable and I don't really mind. Definitely recommend them. They're pretty thin and very old, so you kind of have to baby them sometimes, but they look really cool and just the cut is awesome in my opinion. My essential like sweatshirt hoodie is this 1980s raglan sleeve ragtime sweatshirt. I bought this at a vintage shop like a year or two ago. When I first bought it, I did not know what the graphic was referencing. I just thought it was a really cool font. I love the R. It's like SpongeBob writing the. I love this like gesture graphic. I just thought it was so cool, and it fit pretty well too. Like graphic definitely came first when I was picking this, but then it fits really nice. The raglan's nice. It's really nice in like faded black color. It took me a while to figure out where the graphic was from. At first I thought it was like a Mardi Gras thing, and then there's a play called Ragtime. I thought that's where it was from, and then more recently I'm pretty sure it's a Florida seafood restaurant. I think I found this part in like a different color on like a seafood sweatshirt, but I don't know what this one seafood restaurant in Florida was doing, but like they created like my favorite graphic of all time. I love this thing. There's not really much to say. I mean, it's just a good graphic and a good sweatshirt. I think it's a Hanes 50/50. Is that what they call that? I don't know. But it's an XL, but it doesn't fit super long. It's pretty thin, so I'm able to like layer with it, like put a jacket over it, or put something else underneath it to like poke out from the bottom, which I really like to do. I love the sweatshirt. One of my favorite graphics that I own. An essential piece of knitwear. This is a 1980s Richmond Brothers cardigan, cream colored. Has this really cool design. Oh, also raglan, by the way, on the pockets and on the chest, on both sides. Kind of cheap looking plastic buttons. It's a really nice cut for a cardigan. I wouldn't say it's like cropped. It's not like a Reuben Cohen cardigan where you can tell it's like a modern cut of a cropped cardigan. But for the time it was made, it's pretty good crop. It's not too long. Yeah, I love this thing. Wear it all the time. Another piece of essential knitwear. This sweater, I'm just now realizing how wide it is, but I thrifted it. Tag says Olivia Sky, which I've never heard of. I'm guessing it's a women's wear brand. Yeah, it's like a crazy mix. It's got acrylic, nylon, wool, and mohair in here. I was looking for a loose knit. So I was looking at like Comb, Yoji. They were just crazy expensive and they weren't like quite right. So I was thrifting. Went in the women's section for knits, which I definitely recommend if you're looking for like a loose knit or just any interesting knit, because like the men's knits can be pretty limited. And I found this. It was really long, so I cropped it. I kind of wish I left it a little longer than this, like just about a few inches, but too late now. But I cropped it, and I kind of thought it would unravel, but it hasn't. I hand washed it just to be safe. It's got this really nice, like spider webby, like see-through knit. Super cool. So like when you wear it over something, you can see if the graphic stands out. You can see the graphic kind of muted down underneath it. I mostly use this as a middle layer usually, so I'll wear it over something and then have a jacket over it. I kind of treat it like a thermal too. The knit is really loose, so wind cuts right through it, but if you put something else over on top of it, it holds heat really well. It is a really good insulator. So yeah, I definitely recommend the women's section if you're looking for interesting knits. Oh yeah, and then when I got it, the neck was really loose, so I did like at the time a temporary clothespin fix, but I never got around to stitching it, and I kind of like the look with the clothespins on the shoulder. My essential jacket. This is my favorite jacket I've ever owned. Maybe my favorite item of clothing I've ever owned. This is the Kapital Century Denim jacket. It's based off an old Lee jacket. I think this is the persimmon dye, so it's like this brown denim. And then there's like a navy sashiko that goes throughout the whole thing. I'll get it up close. You can see kind of like the light messes with it, and like in sunlight it looks almost purple sometimes. It's really cool. I bought it secondhand, but the person that wore it before me must have only worn it a couple times, because when I got it, it was still super stiff. And I'm not like a raw denim guy, so I had really no experience breaking in tough denim like that. So it was really fun to wear it in. It's still far from being worn in. I mean, the sleeves, you can kind of see some patterns going on here. I definitely underestimated how long it would take to like get really fade in with the color, because I'd seen pictures of kind of this muddy color it gets when it's worn in. I thought it was really cool. I still have a long way to go. I've had this for like 2 years. I wear it every chance I get. I mean, hopefully I have this thing forever. It won't wear faster than I age, if that makes sense. Love the texture. It's like this bumpy texture, just it gets from all these stitches going in and out. Love how you can see like the inconsistencies in the stitching, especially like right here. You can see like where some stitches are shorter than others. I think it's really cool. It makes a really cool pattern. I added these 2 pins. They're like old like 40s pins. And then I have this silver fox pin I added that my girlfriend got me. Yeah, it's awesome. I could glaze this jacket all day. Kapital Century Denim. For an essential shoe, and this isn't even close, it is the Rotten Closet Derbies. I wear these shoes so often. This is the original like pre-order release from summer 2021. I got like an ad on Instagram, checked it out, thought they were really cool, pre-ordered them. I got them like 4 or 5 months later, and ever since then, these are my most worn shoe. And you can tell how much I've worn them. It's like graying on the toe. It's like suede in some parts. It's crazy heel drag. On this shoe specifically, it's worn down to like the wood underneath the rubber part of the sole. The way they work is they have this leather strap or corset, and then it zips up, and then underneath them are the laces, and the laces go through the corset. Sorry for the noises. I think they're like the perfect shoe. I could talk about these shoes all day. I think they're like a perfect silhouette. The toe isn't too bulbous, but it's not too flat either, which I feel like is in some boots. They just get too low to the ground. I don't think it looks good. Got a perfect heel. It's like 1.5, 2 inches. Gives me a boost, but it's still subtle and really wearable. It's not like Kiss boots where you have to like learn how to walk new or anything. I consider getting a second pair just because of how cooked these are, and I think he's gonna re-release them soon, so maybe I still will. We'll see. But I can't recommend these shoes enough. I feel like they go with everything. I wear them like 4 or 5 times a week. I definitely need to find another pair of shoes that wear this often, or these things are just completely worn into the ground. For something a little different, my essential sneaker. I'm not big into sneakers much anymore. I definitely was at a time, as a lot of people are. These are kind of left over from that time in my life. I mostly wear them, they're like a summer shoe. So if I have to wear shorts, I usually just get lazy in the summer and wear sneakers and a pair of like sweat shorts or something. So if I do have to wear sneakers, it's usually these. They're super dirty because I recently wore them in a mosh pit, so they're extra dirty. But they're just my beaters. These are the Sakai Blazers from, pretty sure, in 2019. I didn't get them on release, but a few months after. White and gray, double laces, double swoosh, double tongue. Not double, there's like, I don't know how many soles, especially on the back. Crazy amount of sack soles. I switched out the laces for gray laces, so there's a white and gray. They kind of almost, don't flame me, but they kind of look like the look of like a GeoBasket where they're really wide, all laces. And I feel like the gray kind of adds to that. It just looks like messy on the front, which is what I like. It's like you see it from the front, you're like, what is going on? And then you see it from the side and you're like, oh, it's just a weird blazer. I added some pins in the front. It's got the exposed foam. I still love these shoes, even though I probably wouldn't buy a pair of sneakers nowadays unless it like really spoke to me. It's kind of hard to pick an essential t-shirt. This at one point was my most worn t-shirt. Not as much anymore just because of how much I wore it in. This is a Hanes beefy tee. It's not that old. It's still double stitch, but I just love the graphic. The feel, cream color. It says a wondrous diversity of life, different animals on it. When I bought it, it did not have all these holes on it. That's just from me wearing it and washing it. I did do some repairs, like there's some small repairs, but it's just a lot harder to repair a t-shirt. It's more obvious in the structure of it. I just don't wear it as much. I'm worried it'll just fall apart and I love it so much. I kind of only bring it out for special occasions, I guess, if you can do that with a beat up t-shirt. Another vintage t-shirt I have, it's a Fruit of the Loom. It says from all walks of life 1991. I think it was like an AIDS benefit or HIV benefit walk. It's actually my mom's old t-shirt from the 90s. She went on this walk. It was like a coffee stain. There's paint. There's all these holes on it. Trypophobia warning. But she gave it to me and I wore it just kind of like around the house. Just because of the holes. I like had some clothespins holding some of the holes together, but it just wasn't really working. So I was on the hunt for a second t-shirt, similar color, similar cut, and a similar size. I found one. So I made a double layer t-shirt. I just found it while thrifting and I put it on the inside, and I actually didn't sew it in many places. I only sewed it together on the back. You can kind of see there's this big hole here. I sewed it there. Another big hole here I sewed it from, and then a couple smaller ones. Just kind of keep it together. So there's really not much connecting these two shirts. Now it's a lot more wearable. Definitely makes it warmer. I actually cut the sleeves off of the inside shirt so it's a little thinner. Even if it doesn't make it more wearable in like outfits, I can at least wear it around the house for longer just because it won't wear as fast. Yeah, I really like the look of like the double shirt. You can kind of see like the double collar that peeks out, the holes sewn on, and you can kind of see the motion when you're like moving with it. You can see the space in between the two shirts. which I think is really cool. It's like a 3D effect. For an essential accessory, I have this belt. If I'm wearing a pair of pants, I'm wearing this belt. It's from this small European brand called Sedicim, Sedecim. Actually, I found this brand because I was watching a YouTube video actually, and he was talking about a belt and he just happened to stumble on it. I got this belt a year or two ago, but even at the time, it had been a few years since it released, and it was just kind of sitting on this random website. And so he bought one, and he was like, surprisingly, it was really good quality. I wish I knew the original video, but I don't. And so I was like, oh, well, I've been looking for a belt. I bought one. It is really good quality, and I wear it all the time. I don't remember what kind of leather it is, but it's really thick. It's some kind of hide. I'm not really sure. I don't know I'm not a leather expert. I'm not Amble Rose or anything. But the way they made this, on the back, it's like just your normal leather texture. And on the other side, I don't know what they did to it. They like scraped at it or something, but it's like this worn look, like cracked look. So I really like that effect. And they did a similar distressing effect on the buckle. They kind of like cracked at it, I guess. You can see how much I wear it, just how it's not straight anymore. It's like bent. That's just like my waist. But yeah, just a really high quality belt that I can wear for years. It's not tearing or breaking anywhere. So really good quality. But shout out Sedicim. I don't know whatever happened with that brand, but they made a good quality belt. In terms of some other accessories, I do have this hat. This is an Adidas hat I thrifted like 3 or 4 years ago at this point from a Goodwill. I really like the embroidery color. It's like a copper color. Right there it is. At the time the hat was a lot darker. It's definitely lightened up as I've been wearing it. And shortly after, I found a fabric that I thought matched, and I just did patches all over the hat. I don't know, the fabric is pretty colorful, but it's still like toned down, so it's really wearable. I wear this hat all the time. Yeah, I love this thing. For some more essential accessories, I can talk about the jewelry I wear pretty much every single day. I have 3 rings, a bracelet that I never take off, and this necklace which I wear almost every single day. This is a cactus plant flea market bracelet from my streetwear days. I think it's released in December 2019. They released this a few times before that. I haven't kept up with the community, but I'm pretty sure this is the last time they released one of these bracelets. And this one just says cactus plant on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty worn away. I don't take it off, so the lettering is kind of messed up at this point. Based off the old What Would Jesus Do bracelets from like the 90s and 2000s, I believe. They had designs before this that said like what would cactus do and things like that. But yeah, I wear this all the time. I never take it off. I kind of forget I have it on. For rings, I have 3 rings. This is the first I got of these 3. This one is a moon and a star. I really love this design. I found it on Etsy. And then afterwards, I got this ring, which is a sun, because I was like, oh, it's the moon and the sun. Also from Etsy. These are both under $30. And then this one is 2 frogs hugging that my girlfriend got me. So I wear these 3 all the time. This necklace I wear all the time. I really like the pendant. It's like a spiral. 925 silver, same with the chain. They're like plastic. They remind me of, if you played Wizard 101 back in the day, the like spire in the beginning. I don't know, it always reminded me of it, and I really like it. I wear it all the time. I have clothes that I still have pins in, or I pin them for a second, just like, oh, I need to repair this. And if I take it off, I need a quick place to put it, I just put it on here. But yeah, when I originally filmed this video, I didn't film an outro, so here's my outro. I had a lot of fun making this video. I really enjoyed just sitting, being able to talk about clothes, which is ultimately why I made it. It's just for fun. But if you have any questions about anything I talked about or any of the alterations I do to my clothes, let me know and I can answer in the comments, or possibly make another video to be like more specific about some of the DIY I do on my clothes. I don't know how this video will go, if anyone will see it, or it'll just be me talking into the void that is YouTube. But I had a lot of fun making it. If you're interested in my style or other clothes that I wear, I'll put my Instagram somewhere up here or down in the description. And thank you if you made it this far and you're still watching. Appreciate it. Have a nice day. Bye.